Hi guys, and welcome to Fix Savers. Today we're doing another video in our pool table series, and in this video we're going to be looking at comparing the two different types of typical pool table cloths that are available on the market, napped versus worsted. So you may just have noticed that I said worsted and not worsted. The word is spelt worsted, but it's actually pronounced worsted. And that's because it's one of those strange British words that's not pronounced in the same way that it is spelt. Kind of like Worcestershire sauce, with the town of Worcester spelt Worcester, and likewise our personal favourite from the UK, Leicester. So language lessons aside, let's look at the two different types. We have worsted, in this particular instance our blue cloth is a worsted cloth, and we have napped. The green cloth we have here is a napped cloth. So what are the differences between the two? Well, the main noticeable difference between these two is the smoothness of the surface. The worsted cloth is very, very smooth. It doesn't have the nap to it. The nap is kind of the slight furriness, if you like. So on a napped cloth, when you rub it, it does feel almost like a felt. You can actually feel like it's got a slight bit of brush to it, whereas a worsted cloth is really, really flat and smooth. So what's the advantages of one over the other? So first of all, looking at the napped option. Napped cloths tend to be a lot cheaper than worsted. You can buy a half decent set of napped cloth on places like Amazon from kind of $50 upwards. Yes, it won't be the best cloth in the world, but if you only play pool occasionally, or maybe you've got a pool table that's set up for the kids or whatever, then a napped cloth will be more than adequate. So by comparison, the worsted cloth, price-wise, you're probably going to be looking at least double. You can pay several $100s if you're going to go for one of the top brands of a worsted cloth. However, there are some pool table specialists in America and Canada who are importing worsted cloths, but even the cheapest ones tend to be kind of double the price of the cheapest napped cloths. So your available budget is definitely going to play a big factor on which cloth you decide to go for. So what are the physical advantages of playing pool on either of these two surfaces? So first of all, looking at the napped cloth, this does have that kind of slight brush to it. So when the ball physically rolls over this cloth, it will roll a little bit slower. It will come to a stop that little bit shorter than it would on a worsted cloth. Napped cloths tend to be the standard in kind of a British pool, and is also the standard in snooker. Whereas when you move across into American pool, which tends to be a slightly faster version of pool than the British game, then the preference tends to be for a worsted cloth. And just about all American or Canadian professional games or tournaments will be held on a table that has a worsted cloth. So if your budget will allow you to stretch to getting a worsted cloth, it will definitely give you a better game than you would get on a napped cloth. But again, budget is going to be the deciding factor. So the physical attributes of these cloths lend themselves to the way in which the cloths are woven. The worsted cloth tends to have a very high wool content. That said, there are ones that have lower wool content coming onto the market now, but are using that kind of weave type, whereas you have a kind of a looser weave on your napped cloth, and that's what lends it to having those fibres, if you like. So it's all down to the type of weave. Another factor to bear in mind, especially when it comes to budget, is when you're buying your cloth, it's a good idea to try and ensure, if you can, that they come with what they call pre-cut rails, and that means you'll come. The set will come with your main cloth for the pool table. Will also come with several of these, and these are designed obviously to cover your rails. Some of the cheapest cloths that are out there don't come with your pre-cut rails. You normally do have to pay a little bit extra to get your rails pre-cut, but it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of effort. So if it's a difference of kind of $10 or $15, it is definitely worth getting a set that has the pre-cut rails. So there we have it, worsted versus napped. Hopefully you found this video enjoyable or helpful. If so, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us a like on YouTube before you leave us, and if you could hit that subscribe button, it really, really does help us out. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you again in the future.